Lots of people dream of living right at the beach here in Costa Rica, but due to the country's coastal protection laws, there's only a very small amount of real estate available that's truly beachfront. Today I'm giving a quick overview of beachfront real estate here in Costa Rica from the middle of some beachfront real estate here in Costa Rica. Greetings from Costa Rica. I hope you're doing well. My name is Matt Rosenstiel and I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Tamarindo Realty here in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. Today I'm giving a quick overview of beachfront real estate here in Costa Rica, which if you've done some research, you've probably found that there is a very small amount of existing construction right on the beach here, and that in fact it can be hard to find a titled, truly beachfront property at a reasonable price. It all ties back to a 1977 law that the Costa Rican government passed to define and protect the Maritime zone. Through that law, they essentially laid out a strip that is 200 meters wide. It starts with the high tide line of the Pacific or Caribbean Ocean and goes inland 200 meters in a parallel line to that high tide line. In that 200 meter strip, what they did was first designate the 50 meters closest to the high tide line as inalienable public property, space that could never be developed or exploited by anyone, permanently setting that aside and also setting up the exquisite public access to beaches that we have here. You cannot find a private beach in Costa Rica, and it's because of this law. The next 150 meters, from 50 meters above the high tide line to 200 meters above the high tide line, became a zone in which the government was allowed to permit people to develop projects there through the use of concessions or leases. Those leases are held by the municipality on one side and the person who wants to develop the property on the other side. The concessions have to be held by a Costa Rican or a Costa Rican entity, and there are strict laws governing what you can use a concession property for and what you can't do. Now, there is a very small amount of titled beachfront property. How was that created? Well, first of all, the farms, the titles that already existed in the Maritime zone when that 1977 law was passed, those were grandfathered in. And then there was a ministry known as ITCO, who also issued some titles in the Maritime zone in years after the 1977 law. Here at Las Brisas, and at a very small number of beachfront properties here in Costa Rica, you're in titled beachfront property. There were very few titles at the time of this law grandfathered in. There were a few that were given subsequently, but you will never see new titles in the Costa Rica Maritime zone, which makes the existing ones extremely precious. If you have any questions about finding a beachfront property here in Costa Rica, send me an email to matt@cbtamarindo.com. It just so happens I have a couple of condos listed here in Las Brisas. Check the listing, the description of this video for the listing link. Thank you very much for watching today, and I hope you have a good one. Pura vida.